Hi.
I love you.
Thank you.
Patching you into Mr. Wayne.
No, please don't.
I need you here now, Barry.
So you're saying you could travel back in time?
But Bruce, I can fix things. I can save people. I can save my mom. I can save your parents.
You could also destroy everything.
I love you, Mom.
I love you too.
So how was it this week? How's school?
School was good. Oh, this is mad trippy. Dude, this is catastrophic.
This world must die.
I'm not gonna lose there again. It's not Clark.
My name is Kara. I will help you.
Interesting group.
Want some help? Wait, he's Batman?
You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Oh, this rips! We're in uncharted territory. Batman, what do we do?
We try not to die.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
You have fancy friends.
No, it was an Uber. Oh, exec.
Back like we never left. Myself and Roy are back to do a spoiler free review. Because we got to see early screening of The Flash, of DC's The Flash, the world resets, worlds collide movie. How we always start these things is initial thoughts at the end of the movie, right? When you walk out of it. How did you feel, Roy?
I felt like that this movie was going at a firm 45 miles per hour. Not too fast, not too slow.
Oh,
It was
you lost
fine.
it. Not too fast, not too furious. Come on, it
Yeah,
was right
man.
there.
I know. I didn't think about that. I was too focused on the speed limit metaphor that I thought of while we were watching the trailer. What my feelings were. But I thought that this movie was perfectly adequate. That was how I felt at the end of it.
Right. I liked it. I guess Roy and I have different feelings on this one. I really liked it. I don't know if this was the movie that we would have gotten in 2000 and when it was announced that it was supposed to come out the year Wonder Woman came out, 16, 17.
Jesus, this would be a very different movie, I think.
Nah, like this movie had color in it, honestly. So let's start there. There's a lot of color in this movie.
That's true.
That
Even the
movie would
sequences
not-
with Batman. So
Right. Even sequences of Batman. So yes, I appreciated this movie and I appreciated the story it was trying to tell. It's pretty much a Flashpoint movie. So if you've seen Flashpoint, you know how that works but then Flashpoint in this universe from the DCEU, right? Man of Steel time up to this point. So I appreciated all of that. Like the story worked. The characters work in a sense. It's let me see. It works. It works. Go ahead.
For me, actually, where I'll disagree with you. I don't think the characters really work in this movie, but the acting works in this movie.
Interesting.
The acting is really good. Like I think like Ezra Miller, when I got it, actually the other big thing is I can see why they didn't write this movie off. Because Ezra Miller is really good in this movie.
Yes.
They do a great job of acting against themselves. They have good chemistry with everybody that's in the movie. like you're just like, oh, definitely Ezra Miller is a great tentpole, like charismatic star who is also like a lunatic who attack people. But like it's definitely like some strong performances. Like Michael Keaton does a really good job, not surprising. We could say like the woman who plays Supergirl, I thought did a really good job of telling her character. Ben Affleck is good in his sort of appearance.
Finally.
Like, it's just like the acting is really good. I don't think the characterization is very consistent. And there's definitely some characters in this movie that you're like, really, what was the point of you being in this movie? Other than to get people to go into the seats.
Right.
But yeah, I thought that the acting was really good. Like everyone brought their A game, even if I don't think that the writing, and it could be a product of the fact that this movie was trying to accomplish over the course of its development, its job was to do like 50 million different things.
Right.
And I'm sure there is some insane cuts, like when this was going to be setting up the different DCU that wasn't
right.
Or when this was conceived of like setting up Nightmare, right? That's what this was originally conceived of doing, because the origin point of this movie is actually in Justice League, both the Whedon version and the Snyder version, where the Flash can run through time.
Right. Is the Snyder's version? Was
Yeah,
it Justice League or was it BVS? Yes.
It's not in BVS. It's in Justice League. Both the Whedon cut and the full Snyder version.
Yeah.
And anyways, I said this to Mo. I think this is a good goodbye to the Snyderverse.
Right.
Like, I think
great goodbye.
It uses the material that Zack Snyder left DC with to the best of its ability.
Right.
Like it takes that material seriously. Does it do with it what Zack Snyder would have done? Probably not.
Absolutely not.
It does take it seriously and respectfully. Like it doesn't like treat the Snyderverse stuff as like a joke or something like that. No, it takes the version of those characters that Zack Snyder created to a logical conclusion.
You mean like Aquaman, one line it.
There are a bunch of good Aquaman jokes.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like,
Aquaman jokes are a thing, and they're here to stay. I hope like the DC fans won't be mad at Aquaman jokes, because you remember Peacemaker? Do you remember the shitstorm around?
And Jason Momoa signed on for that. Like he was like, "Yeah, James, I'm doing this."
Right. So I can agree with you to a certain point that the characters or the characterizations don't work, but this is where I give them a little bit of a pass. And what you just said is this is an amalgam of visions, right? It started off as the hellscape of the Nightmare vision, and then this movie, when it looked like it was going to be made, right, was supposed to start off the new DCU with Supergirl, Batgirl, was it Batgirl or Batwoman?
Right.
No, Batgirl, Aquaman, and a couple other like
Shazam.
Characters, right? Shazam, right? So this was what that movie was going to set up, right? And the Flash as their maybe the de facto leader or something. No. Old man Bruce Wayne was going to be the leader of the the Justice League. He was going to be the guy in the chair. And then then James Gunn comes in, and then you probably have to go back and look at the movie and look at what you slice off, and so reshoot. All of that, right? Reshoot and all of that. So I think this movie suffers from all of those things a little bit, and you can kind of tell, right? Mm-hmm. But I think they make things work with what they have.
Yeah, I think that's fair,
and I appreciate that. There's so many knocks on the movie, like I said, all the things from start to finish. This was 6 different movies, 6 different visions, all the directors, and everything that happened in between. But somehow Andrew makes it happen, which is why I think they have a script ready for the second movie. If we get a second movie, the movie ends the way it ends, with not gonna spoil that for anyone, but with maybe not kind of implications, but yes, I think it's there. What was the movie that I felt like was the goodbye to the DCU? Because outside of this movie, I felt like there was another movie that felt like a good
I haven't watched Shazam 2 yet. I think it's on Max now.
It's on Max. It's on
Is it?
Max.
I haven't gotten around to watching it.
I'm still trying not to say the HBO in front of the Max. It's on yeah, Shazam 2's on Max. I think was it Shazam 2? It could have been
Black Adam, wasn't it?
Black Adam, yes. It could have been Black Adam. Well, what came out before Black Adam? What was the last movie before Black
I don't
Adam?
know.
Yeah, I don't care. Honestly, I don't. But
I mean,
this movie takes all of those things and wraps it up for everyone, Snyder fans, all of these characters, and it does. I think it does. Like we were talking about this before the show. It does Ben Affleck a solid.
It does.
Even when you hear him in the press run, the press run for I think the movie that one of his movies that came out earlier this year,
Michael Jordan one.
Yes, he
It's not
was
out
excited. Yeah. Oh,
Is that
It's
the
on-
Michael Jordan movie came out?
yeah. It's on Prime now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna waste my time to see that. I'd rather see a LeBron James movie.
Damn. Shots fired.
Paramount has a LeBron James movie that I'm gonna watch tonight. Speaking of, but yeah, the Michael Jordan movie. He was so excited talking about this movie, and I feel like this is the first time that Ben Affleck has been excited talking about the DC movie. Because you remember the meme from BVS?
It's one of the greatest memes ever made on the
Amazing.
internet.
Right. So I think it does Ben Affleck a solid. I liked seeing Michael Keaton. If he decides to come back to play Batman again, I'd probably watch it. Right. So I enjoyed the characters for what they were for this movie. Would I, if they had their way, and this movie went the way of the DCU, not Gun DCU, but that DCU with Hamada and all those characters, would you watch another movie? Would you watch movies with these characters?
I really liked Supergirl. That's
Okay.
what they saw. I thought it was a good take on the character, like a little bit more of a Snyder inflected version, but not too Snydery. Like, I can't really talk more about her without spoilers, I guess. But I thought the actress had a lot of charisma in the role and did a lot with it. I'm not the biggest fan of like their version of Barry Allen. Like, I wasn't like in Justice League, and I'm not in this movie. Didn't like Miller sold this version on Barry on me, but like Barry as like the socially awkward, nervous, like kind of hero trope doesn't really fit the character to me. Like, that's kind of a bit more Wally's thing, but also not really. Like, that's not really like a Flash.
That's not really a Flash characterization.
Yeah, like Barry to me is like staid, and like, although that's not like in the post Johns era, that's not really Barry's comic. I don't know. I know Barry is the greatest supervillain of the history of DC. So, and this movie does nothing to change that. So,
oh yeah.
So
yeah, and like it really does. Man,
anyone who's familiar with Flashpoint, I mean, it's not a spoiler because he does change the timeline, right?
Right.
So and so Barry, like, I don't know, probably not. I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, that I'm a degenerate, Mo. We've done these long enough. I will watch all of these Marvel and DC movies.
You will
eventually, maybe not right away.
And then complain about it at some point.
Yeah, that's basically it. Now that you reminded me, Shazam 2 is there.
I can't wait for you to watch Shazam 2 because I thought it was cute. Okay.
I thought the first one was also cute.
Yeah, but I can see where people didn't like what's his name? Not the guy who plays Shazam.
Oh, Zachary.
Yeah, as opposed to like the kid who was amazing, but you spend more time with Shazam in this movie though. But I'm sorry. Yeah.
The older version of Billy. Yeah. I mean, I think my big takeaway of this is I was impressed that this movie told a story in the Zack Snyder universe that didn't feel like a Zack Snyder movie, but was respectful to all the things Zack Snyder did. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if you're just a superhero fan, you can enjoy this movie. And I think if you're just a Zack Snyder fan and you're not one of those like unbelievably toxic Snyder fans who can, like, if Zack Snyder didn't have anything to do with it, you can't do it. But if you're just like, I like his version of Batman, well, there's a good sequence with his version of Batman in it, right? This is his version of the Flash. Like, it's in the trailer. Michael Shannon's Zod feels like Zack Snyder's Zod, right?
Mhm.
Like, it's very respectful of the Snyderverse material in a way, like, and that's I think a selling point for it. But it's not a Zack Snyder movie. It's very much has a different tone and like what it wants to say and do, but it's respectful of what came before it in a way that I think all DC fans can get something out of this movie, whether you love it or not. But I think if you're a DC fan, there's something in it for you.
All right. I mean, that was perfect. I don't even know how to come. I don't know how to come behind that. But yeah, that's a perfect way to sum it up. You know, if you're a DC fan, there's something in this movie for you, and whatever side of the aisle you are. Dang, that's so. How would I ever use those words in like that?
It's true though. I mean,
side of the aisle you fall.
I mean, Snyder and the Snyder. I'm just glad that the Snyder. I mean, I am very glad the Snyderverse is over. It's been a decade almost. Like, was it?
Like, it started it's Man of Steel was 2013. I was talking to a friend of mine after I saw the movie. I was like, Man of Steel is 2013, and this is the first competent. Yeah. This is like the first competent DC movie. Well,
yes,
don't
pull the punches. It's the first competent one.
Yes, I mean, say what you want about Wonder Woman. Because at the time, Wonder Woman was great for, at the time. But, you pull back away from it and you see certain things and you're like, that third act didn't work a lot, right?
Nope.
But it was, and again, at the time, you could not hold that against the movie because versus everything that was coming inside of that pot, it was disgusting. So, yes, this is the first competent, maybe start to finish DC movie. Almost complete, right?
For me, this is the third most enjoyable of the movies to watch.
Aquaman is number one.
I mean, Aquaman is close with Wonder Woman, and then this movie,
and then yeah. So, but yeah, I like.
Notice how no actual Zack Snyder movies are on that list.
What? This is the Zack Snyder universe. These are his characters. Ugh.
I mean, they are. I mean, look, that's not true. Batman versus Superman is a great movie to get drunk and get angry watching it and then fall asleep. Like, that is actually an experience I enjoy doing. So
Man of Steel is not the first 2 hours of Man of Steel. You can sleep the first 2 hours of Man of Steel, and then the last 30 minutes of Man of Steel has a lot of quotables. Okay, Michael Shannon just does quotables.
Nothing will ever top. There are two iconic things that Zack Snyder gave us during his time with superheroes. The first is Martha, one of the greatest memes of all time.
It's never gonna die.
It should never die, Mo. It's amazing. The second is Kevin Costner sticking his hand out.
No, that scene. Every time I see it, makes my brain hurt.
It's beautiful.
Not my head, my brain. My brain hurts. Like, I feel like a vein popping off every time I see that scene because it makes no sense. Like, whatever he was trying to convey, it doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. Everything about Kevin Costner in that movie is so lame and so dumb.
Oh yeah. Well, look, son, if you save people, you aren't really saving them. That's basically the argument that Kevin Costner's character makes. He's objectivist Pa Kent. Like, look, my take on Pa Kent is there's only one good Pa Kent death, and that is when he died of cancer. Because that actually teaches Superman that there are some things he can't change. Because if Superman failed, yes, with the alien technology, but like, you see what I'm getting at? Like, right. But villain accidentally kills him. Like, Clark could have stopped it, but like, your body going to war, that's how Clark can't fight. Right?
Wasn't Superman 1 wasn't a heart attack?
It was a heart attack. Yeah, things like
Yeah,
that.
and he was young, so he
Yeah.
didn't have like the full, like I think even the cancer one was that Superman and Lois?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and he was in Metropolis, and he flew as fast as he could to Smallville, and still and couldn't make it. Like, it's no, honestly, yes.
It has to be something that, like, again,
That
Brainiac
teaches-
accidentally kills one of the Kents. Like, that's nothing. That's like Clark could have done something. It can be not saving him because he's like, no, only teach a man to fish, and it's like, oh my god, like it's so bad. It's Zach.
Like, he literally asked Pa Kent, so what did you want me to do? Let them die?
It
He
says
goes,
yes.
Maybe.
It's like, what
And
is
there are
this?
people out there in this world that will tell me that is just the best movie. You know what? No, that's not what we're doing here. It's by Snyderverse. It really is by Snyderverse, because at this point I'm looking to Blue Beetle.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Trailer
think
for that with
right.
Into the Spider-Verse.
I think they knocked. I think they have a hit with this movie, and hopefully, it does what it does, and it's gonna, like, if it's good to me, and if Blue Beetle comes out and Blue Beetle is good, then I'm like, okay, that's 2 for 2. I honestly wouldn't really care what Aquaman 2 does, because that seems to be a movie that they're kind of writing off as well.
I mean, who knows? That Aquaman movie made $1 billion, Mo. Like, I don't even know what.
Can I be honest with you for like 2 seconds? I liked it a lot.
It's fine. It's
It's fun.
It falls into the same category as this movie for me. There's lots of things to make fun of in that movie, but at the end of the day, it's watchable.
Pitbull.
Yes, the Pitbull's look, Mr. Worldwide. All right, like,
Listen.
come on. Oh man.
And then I still died when I saw the Octopus playing the bongos in that movie. I think it's still to this day trips me up. I cried laughing when I was screening that movie, and to this day, if I watch Aquaman and I see that scene, I will probably cry laughing again. It was hilarious. But yes, so I think I'm just happy that we're kind of trend. It looks like, because usually you know how these DC things work, right? We get a bad movie, then we get another bad movie, and then probably the last movie of the year kind of saves everyone from like the pitfalls of DC. But it looks like with this one and maybe Blue Beetle, we might get
Is Blue Beetle the summer or is it the fall?
I think it's July or August.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's summer as well. It looks like it is a summer movie within a movie, like, but I think it is July, August, which kind of makes no sense, right? Because you want to give the Flash legs, right?
I mean, it's competing against Spider-Man,
right?
The third week of Spider-Man, so, right. And then it has Oppenheimer, which I was in line for Spider-Man, and someone said, "I can't wait to see Oppenheimer," and I was like, "Oh no, this movie is gonna be successful, and we're gonna be stuck."
It's gonna save cinema.
He's just Tenet. Waiting. Oh man, the discourse. I
don't know. I listen. I think, you know what? It's fine. I think his last great movie was The Dark Knight Rises, and I don't think he's done anything great since then. But
I hope Barbie wins in their fight. So that's the movie I'll be seeing on opening day. So,
The Flash comes out June 16th. Go see it. Let us know how you feel about it. We've seen it. We've just told you how we feel about it. I would watch it again. You
would not.
Max. Okay.
I will watch it in 2 years on Max when I'm going through a depressive episode, which is how I end up watching most of these episodes.
And you need something fun for the time being. Right. Anyways, thank you very much, Roy. I will see you again in like 3 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, and we can also do a spoiler-free one. I have a lot of very funny jokes to make about.
Definitely. We should definitely do a spoiler version for this then. So in about 2 weeks, I will see you for the spoiler version of this, and then a week after that, we will be doing Secret Invasion. All right then. Thank you very much. We will catch you on the next one. Peace.